Before the Spanish arrived, the Philippines was not a land of tribes and chaos. It was actually a network of thriving kingdoms, each with its own ruler, culture, and trade with the outside world. From the gold-rich ports of Butuan to the powerful river kingdoms of Tondo and Namayan, these are, the forgotten kingdoms of ancient Philippines. Centuries before colonization, long before the name Philippines even existed, these islands were already alive with power, trade, and culture. Ancient Chinese traders called them Ma-ai. Arab sailors knew them as part of the Zabag Islands, and every bay, river, and mountain range was ruled by its own leader. Kings, queens, Rajahs, and datas who governed with wisdom and, honestly, a lot of diplomacy. But as centuries passed, and colonization reshaped history, these kingdoms faded from memory, their names erased from textbooks. Today, we bring them back. The Kingdom of Tondo, the River Empire. At the heart of Luzon once stood Tondo, a powerful maritime kingdom that ruled the Pasig River Delta. Its wealth came from trade, Chinese porcelain, Indian beads, and gold flowing through its ports. Tondo was not a small village, it was a thriving city-state connected to the rest of Asia. Chinese records from the Song dynasty mention trade with a place called Mai, widely believed to include Tondo and its nearby settlements. They described its people as honest traders who offered beeswax, pearls, cotton, and gold in exchange for silk and ceramics. Ruling over this bustling port were leaders known as Lakandula and Dayang, titles of nobility. One of Tondo's most famous rulers was Rajah Lakandula, who later met the Spanish in the 1500s. But Tondo's legacy stretched much further back, Odo Dolan Ban, Arboimbuaisin, but all the way to the 10th century, when it issued one of the oldest known Filipino documents, the Laguna Copperplate Inscription. The Laguna Copperplate Inscription, its proof of civilization. Discovered in 1989 near the mouth of the Lumban River, this copperplate really changed everything we thought we knew about pre-colonial Philippines. The inscription records a debt pardon issued by a local ruler, evidence of a functioning government, legal system, and written administration over 1,000 years ago. The Kingdom of Namayan, the river's twin. South of Tondo lay another kingdom, Namayan, which stretched from the Pasig River to what is now Laguna. Its capital, believed to be in present-day Sta Ana Manila, controlled inland trade routes. When Spain arrived in the 1500s, they found these two kingdoms already in alliance, with organized communities, fortified settlements, and foreign trade ties reaching China and the Malay archipelago. The Kingdom of Butuan, the maritime power of Mindanao. Far to the south, on the northern coast of Mindanao, rose the Kingdom of Butuan, one of the earliest and most powerful trading states in the archipelago. As early as the 10th century, Butuan had established trade with China. Historical records from the Song dynasty describe Butuan's ruler sending a diplomatic mission to the Chinese emperor in 1001 AD. That delegation brought gifts of gold, tortoise shells, and pearls, and returned with silk, porcelain, and official recognition from the imperial court. Archaeologists have uncovered more evidence in the Butuan Balangay boats, ancient wooden ships dating back to the 10th to 13th centuries, large enough for ocean voyages. These discoveries prove that Butuan was not only trading with China but also building its own ships, a major center of seafaring and commerce. Gold jewelry, tools, and ornaments found in Butuan are among the finest ever discovered in Southeast Asia. The craftsmanship shows a level of skill equal to that of ancient Java and Cambodia. The Kingdom of Sulu, the southern power. In the southern seas, the Sultanate of Sulu emerged as one of the longest-lasting and most sophisticated monarchies in Philippine history. Its rulers held diplomatic relations with China, Brunei, and even the Ottoman Empire. Unlike many northern kingdoms, Sulu's Islamic influence came earlier through trade with Arab and Malay merchants. This made it not just a kingdom, but part of a global Muslim network of trade and scholarship. Despite repeated Spanish attacks, Sulu never fully fell. In the Visayas, the Rajah of Cebu ruled the seas around the central islands. It was founded by Sri Lumay, a ruler of mixed Malay and Indian descent, from the royal family of the Chola Empire in South India. When Magellan arrived in 1521, he met Rajah Humabon, Lumay's descendant, who ruled a prosperous city-state with organized governance, artisans, and warriors. The Kingdom of Manila, the port that became a capital. Across the river from Tondo, another kingdom rose, Manila, ruled by Rajah Matanda and Rajah Sulayman. When the Spanish arrived in 1570, Manila was already a thriving city of merchants and nobles. The Kingdom of Rajah as the Freedom of Panay. Legend speaks of Rajah as a confederation of barangays in Panay Island formed by 10 datas who fled from Borneo. The legacy of Rajah lives on in Visayan culture, its sense of unity, independence, and freedom. These kingdoms were not isolated. Ships from Japan, China, Champa, India, and Arabia visited Philippine ports to exchange goods. In return, Filipinos exported gold, wax, shells, pearls, and rice. Far from being discovered by Europeans, the Philippines was already a known part of Asia's trade routes, a place of wealth and diplomacy. When Spain conquered the islands in the 1500s, it unified them under one colonial name, Las Islas Filipinas, after King Philip II. But in doing so, it erased the identities of the older kingdoms. For centuries, Filipinos were taught that civilization came with colonization. But, every artifact, every copperplate, boat, and chronicle actually proves the opposite. Today, archaeologists, historians, and even local communities are uncovering the truth. Each discovery confirms that the Philippines' story did not begin with conquest, it began with connection, a civilization of traders, builders, and leaders who stood tall among Asia's kingdoms. The forgotten kingdoms of ancient Philippines remind us that history is not just what was written by conquerors, it's what survives in memory, in artifacts, and in pride. Because long before colonization, the Philippines was already a land of kings, queens, and visionaries.